Okay, we are live. I repeat, we are live.
All right. Time is now 5:30. We will call this special call meeting of the Calvert City Board of Adjustments to order. First item of business on our agenda is to recess into public hearing to hear public comment on our first application for tonight is for a variance by Josh and Hannah Cox for their property at 533 West 14th Avenue.
Hey, John, you will come up in a minute. Mr. Cox, or I'll get a briefing. First off, raise your right hand. State your names. Where's the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Cox is in the process of putting in a swimming pool, above ground swimming pool, and a deck for it in the backyard. That's what this is about. And the reason for that is it and the existing outbuilding, we're going to be more than 50% of the square footage of the principal structure. His request. That's what we're at.
Yes, sir. I don't know, what information on the decks. The deck should be roughly, no more than 800 square feet. I think that's roughly 10,000 full. It's hard to calculate it out without white stick. As you guys know, you try to spend a lifetime. You don't see it on three on the side. I see it, but she doesn't. So it's hard to pinpoint exactly what size it's going to be and what going to do. The pool's kind of that's where I'm at. Waiting for the approval.
Has anything been constructed as of yet?
The dirt,
The dirt?
yes, it's
Okay.
level.
Okay. So there's been no other construction?
Correct.
Pool not up?
No.
Okay.
Just detached. We're looking at that's a place.
Really, can tell which from the picture. There's another one in there that could show it a little better.
I got some different
That's the one that's the most.
ones. A little bit.
Yeah. Did it? Okay. It's showing, okay. You got it? Okay. 52 feet off the back property line, 70 off the west, 150 off the front, and about 240 off the east. Pretty good size lot, isn't it?
Yes, total 2 acres, but, the house is on the property line of the one to the left, that acre lot.
You've already arisen as to how much of it you already built.
Just, the first level is in dirt.
Oh.
Yes,
The outbuilding in back is 768 square feet. He does 900. That puts him at 600 or 1,668 square feet, correct? 768 on the existing building. All right. Well, that's what I've got on here. I think that reads 768 on the first outbuilding, accessory structure. The 900 square feet is what he's asking for in his application. So yeah, so it should be, yeah. That's not quite correct because it's the footprint of the house.
it was 2350 the house.
Okay. So yeah, 1175 would have been half that. This is going to be 1668 total square feet based on what it is. So that's the reason it has to go. It's a second structure, so it wouldn't be normally it wouldn't be a problem except for the 50% rule. That's where we are.
Thank
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't see anybody else out there to speak to this.
After this, I'll have to speak.
You can stay for.
You can stay or you can leave either one.
Thank you.
No, I don't think anybody's else to speak to us.
We'll do the finals. You want to do it now or? Honestly, you want. We'll do it together, yeah.
Our public hearing. Alright, second item on our agenda is variance filed by Jonathan D. King, member of KDK LLC for their property at 1219 East Fifth Avenue.
Can Ms. King, if you would step up? Raise your right hand. State your name.
Jonathan King.
Swear to tell the truth.
Oh, gosh, yeah, so,
You don't have to vote on
the corner lot down the road here, Fifth in Old Park, looking at, constructing the new Edward Jones office. And, Dennis has a plan. So, if there's any specific questions, I would probably heard my contractor here.
Who's doing it?
But, yeah, it's, the building approximate size, I believe, is 300 square feet. There'll be, four offices, reception area, conference room. Any questions?
And what's the variance that we need?
The variance is easy, the property sits back that, on Fifth Avenue at that location. For some unknown reason, when we got it to the state, it had a 200-foot right of way there. That's 100 feet off center line each side. So it's crazy how far it sits back. Even the state's right of way on Oak Park Boulevard is not near that. It's 70 feet. But he's asking because of the distance back from there to put the building right on the property line, right up to the property line in this case. And it's still gonna be with that setback. He's gonna set back 75 feet off the pavement, you know, or something like that. It's gonna be quite a distance off the pavement. It's all right of way, yeah, all that's right of way.
So none of the building would be off the building or the lot.
No, it won't be built off the
Yeah.
lot because it can't be.
Right.
But the other thing is that, if you look, just for example, you got the drawing. Too many pages. If you look, I don't know if you got a copy of this one or not. But this gives you an idea of what that looks like. I'll bring it around. You got that? Yeah, right there it is. You guys look, you got that, don't you? Yes. Yeah. And you see right there how far back that is off it, so.
I'm going to a lot of what we're talking about Boulevard.
We're talking about Fifth Avenue and Oak Park Boulevard, or Industrial Parkway, whichever. I think it's our Industrial Parkway up there.
And the car wash is something that used to be there.
Yes, that's correct.
We put the pieces together, John.
Yeah, that's what I've always heard that property referred to.
Yeah.
It's always been.
Yeah.
So you're going, what you want to do is go right up to the property. But that still puts you. how far
Close to 75 feet from the road,
From the pavement.
from the paved portion, of it, yeah.
And for purposes of distinguishing that property from other property, if I'm not mistaken, that huge right of way has a very limited application. It's right there at the intersection and it doesn't apply.
It goes back, basically it follows that one, and it goes back to, the only other parcel on that side would be Mr. Lentz. And that extends to basically to, or almost up to the Country Club Road. It goes back that far and it stops.
To the top of the hill,
It goes up considerably. I think it's right at the top of that, because we maintain that up that high.
and then beyond that, it becomes 100-foot wide.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not that much even. It drops down even further than that. I think it's 80 at that point after that. But yeah, it's at least half of what they got there.
And Oak Park, and the, you know, what the right of way in Oak Park is?
It's, 70, I think it is.
When you look at the northwest corner of John's property, there's a little offset, right away changes.
Okay, the Oak Park Boulevard is actually 140 at that, because it's 70 from center line, whereas ours is 100 from center line. And then it drops down to 100 and I have to go back and look. I'm not sure what it drops down to, but it's considerably, it cuts it in half at least.
We're not dealing with the parking lot. This variance is not a variance for parking lots, it's just a variance for the building.
Just for the building. There's enough ground there for him to have parking on his property. Yeah, required parking.
Who's right?
Hmm?
Who's right away, is it?
Cities,
City.
yes, the city's right away. Well, that on the south side is the cities. On the west side is the state.
Oak Park.
Oak Park does the state, and Fifth Avenue, Fourth is ours.
The state conveyed that when we did. Ashley, do we have a corrected application? This is not the correct application. Okay, but do we have one that's
That's
corrected?
not it.
That's, that's the one Bruce brought on off.
That's not right. That's not right.
It's not correct.
Okay, the applicant's name is gonna be, is JDK Properties LLC. That's the entity that's going to own the property in February. This was a 1031 transfer. It's a complicated transaction. Today, an entity called, what's the name?
West Kentucky 1031.
West Kentucky 1031 LLC actually is the owner of the property today. And that entity, no, I'm sorry, JDK 1031 Trust is the owner of the property today. The trustee of 1031 Trust is West KY 1031 LLC.
Well,
We've got, yeah, that's,
I know I've got JDK Trust on here, but it doesn't say.
Ashley's already prepared this stuff, right?
Yes,
Actually-
Bruce took it to John's office.
So,
And he's already
the
signed
document that
Or he's
Bruce
initiated.
brought by my office, I scanned and emailed to Matt, and Matt assigned it to whatever Bruce gave me, which I was under the assumption
Yeah.
that was what was needed for this meeting. I had the signature from Matt, the trustee of the
West
JDK.
Kentucky 1031 LLC trustee.
Okay, the applicant should show JDK Properties, LLC.
We got that.
The owner's name should be JDK 1031 Trust,
We got that.
and that's all in the heading. Then you come down to the signature lines, and where it says applicant signature, just above that signature line, it should say JDK Properties, LLC. And then on the signature line, it should say by.
It does. The only thing it doesn't have is on the applicant.
Right. You sign you're the member of JDK, right?
Yes.
JDK Properties. So the applicants, so on the applicant's signature line, above the line, it should say JDK Properties, LLC. On the line, it should say by John King, member. And then on the property owner's signature, just underneath that line should say, hang on a second. Should say JDK 1030, no, yeah. Should say JDK 1031 Trust by West KY 1031, LLC, trustee by Matthew Tool, sole member. Okay.
I think hours are correct. The only thing they don't have there is an applicant should be JDK
That's right.
above that. That's the only difference. Everything else is there. JDK, yeah.
No, that's not.
Owner
No,
is not JDK.
no,
What is it? I thought that's what you said.
no. It's not what you said.
Right.
JDK,
Who's it on?
Right.
JDK 1031.
JDK 1031 Trust.
What did that say? JDK 1031 Trust.
That's JDK Properties LLC does not belong on. They're not, the JDK 1031
Alright,
Trust
now.
is. And that needs. to
JDK
be-
Properties LLC in here.
And this should
Okay.
say, yeah, we can get, if they determine to approve, we'll approve. And we may just subject to correction of the application. Okay. JDK Properties LLC, this is JDK 1031 Trust by,
He's asking you what.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm gonna
John?
I'm just saying, I believe it. And it is the correct signature that was on that. He didn't.
Yeah, the JDK 1031 Trust by West Kentucky 1031 LLC trustee. And then somewhere it should say by, what's this guy's name? Pool. There you go, by Matthew Pool member. Okay, so
We just need to change this.
the signature lines are all correct. We just need to.
All right, I got this.
Trying to save a buck on taxes.
There's a couple buddies.
I understand. There's lawyer's nightmares. But that works.
I'm not a man.
Any other questions? Alright. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
With that, we will reconvene into our special call meeting. First item of business is the approval of minutes. Do we have a motion concerning the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as proceeded.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Please all, no one in here opposed. All right. Questions on our Josh and Hancock?
You want to talk about John while we're at it? Sure. If you don't need any discussion on JDK's application.
Correct. It's the size of the easement and
Me, right.
the right.
It seems like it. Yeah. Okay, all right, then, this is a variant. If you'll recall, it's a little bit different doing variances than it is with conditional use permits, because, the way the statute lays out the consideration of variances, they say, in making the findings, and we'll have, how many findings? We have not very many findings. We have 4 findings that we have to make. But in making those findings, the board shall consider these 3 things. We don't make official findings with regard to these things, but these are the things you're supposed to consider. Number 1, whether the requested variance arises from special circumstances which do not generally apply to land in the general vicinity or in the same zone. Okay. Number 2, whether the strict application of the provisions of the regulation would deprive the applicant of the reasonable use of the land or would create an unnecessary hardship on the applicant. And 3, you have to consider whether the circumstances are the result of actions of the applicant taken subsequent to the adoption of the zoning regulation from which relief is sought. And I can tell you, as a matter of fact, that's not a consideration in either of these cases. Okay, so considering, those three factors, there is a caveat. If the request for the variance arises from circumstances that are the result of willful violations of the zoning regulation, then you're required to deny that application, but in neither of these cases is that the case. So, do you find that the granting of this variance will not adversely affect the public health, safety of the
Mr. Lyles,
Will not.
will not adversely, so yes. I want to make sure we're clear on that because it does start.
Well, he asked,
All right, with Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Traylor,
yes.
Do you find that the requested variance will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity?
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Traylor,
Yes.
and Mr. Lyles.
Yes.
Do you find that the proposed variance will not cause a hazard or a nuisance to the public?
Mr. Traylor,
Yes.
Mr. Lyles,
Yes.
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
And do you find that the proposed variance will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning
Mr.
regulations?
Lyles,
Yes.
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Traylor.
Yes.
That was Mr. Cox. All in the affirmative.
And having made these findings, you may now entertain a motion to grant or deny the requested variance.
I'll make the motion to grant the request to variance.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Thanks.
Good.
Now, I guess I have one question. Does the altering the essential character, I guess that's really saying, does it alter it negatively? Because John's building is going to alter the character of that area.
Thank God.
It's not the question of production a lot. It's what you got to do in the area. Arguably, it will.
I spent too much time with you.
Sadly. Okay, with the same three considerations that we discussed with regard to the last variance that we just discussed. Do you find that granting the variance requested by JDK will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare?
Mr. Lyles,
Yes.
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Traylor.
Yes.
Do you find that the variance will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity?
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Traylor,
Yes.
Mr. Lyles,
Yes.
Essential will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public.
Mr. Traylor,
Yes.
Mr. Lyles,
Yes.
and Mr. Sills.
Yes.
Will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulations.
Mr. Lyles,
Yes.
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Traylor.
Yes.
All in the affirmative.
Having made these findings, you may now entertain a motion to grant or deny the variance.
Okay.
I'll make it this way.
Second.
I'll second.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Do we need to, as the application has been amended?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I said it earlier.
I thought I heard you, thought you wanted to, I didn't know that.
All right. Complete our reasons here today.
We'll get those prepared probably tomorrow, so you guys are good.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn. I'll say.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Let no one